Hello. Last weekend my family and I went to a place called Timberline Lodge, which is in Oregon by the kind of nearly the summit of a mountain called Mount Hood. Plenty of skiers up there, smack in early June. That place is famous or infamous for a certain horror movie, which I think you have guessed which one it is by now. And as we got home, I wanted to check out this idea of using geolocation or geosensitive based quiz shows, and then also leverage our Fabella's OpenAI API that we now have running in our dev branch, but we're going to soon release it to the public. So I did this super simple little demo. I call it geolocation triggered quiz show with AI, and I'm going to quickly walk through how it works. It is spooky simple. This is how it works. Simply, I think it's 13 nodes, and I could probably do with about 10 if I removed some that might not be super needed. The first one, we start the project, and then we goes to geolocation, and I put in Timberline Lodge, where it is. I'm going to scroll up here. It is, so if we have Seattle there, and we have LA somewhere down there, and San Francisco, here is Mount Hood. We're zooming in. There is the famous Timberline Lodge. So once I got in this area of it, it triggered this, the condition is true, and off we go. And what happens next is very simple. I then take, since we are using longitude or latitude data here, I'm just transferring over the fact that that longitude and latitude is Timberline Lodge. You can also do that automatically, but then we need stuff like Google Places or kind of Google Maps to kind of associate the longitude and latitude with an actual address. For this experiment, I just put in that the current location is Timberline Lodge, Oregon. And then comes the fun part. Then we go to the OpenAI node, which is so simple. I want to show it to you. So the only thing you as a user, if you don't want to dig deep into it, you can fill in is actually anything here. You can write anything. Tell me a funny joke. Or in this case, I'm asking the OpenAI to ask me a movie trivia question about, and then current location, which is Timberline Lodge, without giving away the answer. And then it sends this request, and it comes back, and the text string is then stored in Movie Quiz Sandy, which I call it that. Just maximum 100 tokens, that is absolutely sufficient, and then my API key. It goes off, and if an error happened, something went wrong, and then we end the program. If it goes well, it will read the movie trivia question like this. But now you're going to hear that odd thing there.
Here's a movie trivia question about this region. Movie Quiz Sandy.
Yeah, that will be replaced with the actual question that OpenAI will generate. But then, in order to make sure that the player or the user is answered correctly, I send the same question that it generated back to OpenAI in order to get to know the answer. And I put that in Movie Quiz Sandy correct answer. All right, so now it has created a question and provided the answer as well. That's when I then, in my little example here, waiting for the user to say their answer, and I save whatever the user is saying or typing in Movie Quiz Sandy answer. And then I'll do a simple condition check here. I'm taking my answer versus the answer that OpenAI gave, put them both to lowercase to make sure that it's okay to type with lower or uppercase. And then if it finds my answer in the text string that was sent back, in this case it's going to be the Overlook Hotel in the question I did. It finds it correct and well done, and if it doesn't find it, then it's wrong, and then it ends. So that's how super simple it is, and I'm going to now demonstrate. Be right back.
Here's a movie trivia question about this region. What film was Timberline Lodge used to stand in for the Overlook Hotel?
Well, for those fans who know it or have the ability to read, it was The Shining.
That is correct. The Shining, 1980. Well done.
And as you notice, I didn't create any of the questions. I led the OpenAI based on where I was to create a question that I answered, and it verified it, and that in about 13 nodes, give or take. Thank you. Good night.